Yo, guys, it's your boy the Purist, and we're here to talk boxing. I'm back with Mickey,
Yes, yes.
and let's get straight into this one. Lomachenko defeats Richard Commey by 12 round unanimous decision. Now, I'm gonna forgive Mike this week because he was very pro Richard Commey, but that's his guy, isn't
100.
it?
I still am. I still am.
Yeah, 100%. But you know
I
what?
can't
Yeah,
take nothing away from you.
yeah. I think it was the footwork for me in this fight that was the difference, really, isn't it? Like,
Mm.
Commey didn't really get his bearings at any point. Although when they were actually exchanging, I think people aren't giving him as much credit as he deserves because there's a reason why Lomachenko didn't finish the fight. Whatever you think, if he could have got the stoppage, he would have. You see in his last fight,
Mm.
Lomachenko's spiteful, isn't it? Like if he can see he
Mm.
can take you out, he will take you out. So what a lot of people don't know is even after Commey got hurt that round, he landed a few nice right hands. I'm not here to say he won rounds and he won the fight and whatnot, but he did do certain things in there to say like, all right, I'm still here, I'm still alive. What do you make of the fight?
No, yeah, I'm glad you said that because obviously the fight is the fight. What's clear to see is Loma's on a different level to anybody, and he, you know what I mean. He took Richie to school. But what I did, like you said about certain things Richie done, I feel like going into the fight, all people talking about Richie's a puncher. He's got a puncher's chance, and like obviously, well, I know Richie. I've trained with him from way back, and you know what I mean. I've seen his career, and I know he's a lot more technically gifted than what people give him credit for. And in the first couple of rounds, the fact that he started off a bit composed, I like that because I thought people just gonna think he's gonna come out just winging, and he kind of boxed with Loma. Like you said, in burst it was working because he was naturally the start of the fight for me. The obviously bigger, naturally bigger and stronger man, but obviously once they got into a rhythm, he couldn't sustain that, and obviously Loma took over, and you know what I mean. He completely shot at the victory, innit?
What
But
did you
yeah, in
make?
terms of this, the people,
Now
in
go
terms
on,
of
finish.
people talking in terms of people talking about Loma carrying him, for me, Loma's a killer. Got that killer instinct. You know what I mean? He's fighting at lightweight now. He's fighting at a weight that realistically these guys are naturally bigger than him. And if you watch, once he looked to the corner the second time to say stop, and they didn't, he ran at Commey. He ran it in with
Mm.
shots, looping shots, big shots, winging shots, and you don't see Loma really doing that. And I think he realized that you know what, he's not going to catch him with one and get him out of there. He better go back to his boxing. And in Richie's defense, when he done that, it allowed Richie to find his rhythm. And obviously Richie knew, but at that point, he's basically on the verge of getting stopped. So he kind of bit down, and I thought that's when he come good. I thought he's eighth and he's ninth with some of his best rounds.
I think people don't realize how wary fighters become. It's like I posted a clip of Roy Jones. Remember when he done it, where he pointed at the referee like stop this guy, innit? If you actually watch the clip
Mm.
properly, you see just before Roy Jones done that, his punches had started slowing down because he's thinking I'm literally punching myself out trying to knock this guy out. So if you're winging
Yeah, yeah,
punches, beating a man up, and he's not going down, you're gonna get tired, and he can just swing one big shot, and
a
it could
hundred
be
percent.
curtain. So I think Loma was kind of cautious of, you know what, this guy's got power. If I gas myself out, I'll get caught by something stupid here. I'll lose the
Yeah,
fight when I don't have to. That's why I went back to his boxing. Not so much that he couldn't stop him, as in he didn't try to. He did try to stop him. There was no point where Loma was like, "I'm not
but
gonna try to
but
stop this
but
guy."
he had to revert to what Loma does naturally, innit? He's not
Yeah,
a killer like somebody. Obviously, we're talking about if you're talking about in the lightweight division, the Tank Davis,
the
even
Lopez.
Ryan Garcia. As much as I love to slate Ryan Garcia, he's got that killer in him. Like if he sees a man hurt, he's gonna come and win because that's his style. Loma is a fucking artist. He's a surgeon with a boxing glove. He's strategic. He's not known for going out there looping with him big winging shots. So obviously, he did try that once he had him hurt. It didn't work. He went back to what he does best, which is obviously against a puncher, the best thing to do. What caused the knockdown in the first place was offset a man, catch him off guard, catch him out of rhythm. And for me, that shot, by the way, was a beautiful fucking shot. Richie even said it. He knows he lapsed in concentration for a split second.
Little, yeah, yeah.
And what Loma done, it reminded me of Andre Ward. If you watch what Ward does to Kessler, I think it's fucking sick. What he does, he'll do that little jab, come inside, hold, wait for the ref to break. Do it again, second time, wait for the ref to break. Third or fourth time, he will come in, do it. The opponent will look over to the ref. And then that split second moment, he's already pulled away and thrown in a nice cheeky shot. And if you look, as Loma's got him up against the rope, they're kind of holding on. He just literally releases, lets go of his body, lets go of his arms, gets a bit of space free for his hands. And then Richie's kind of just thinking like, all right, we're going to reset and go again. Bam, man clocks him with a lovely shot. So the knockdown was beautiful. But again, the knockdown was a perfectly timed shot. not just a running in trying to take a man's head off shot. And obviously, that's what we're saying. He went back to really once he didn't get him out of there in the 7th.
Yeah, 100%. Now for Lomachenko, after that dominant performance against someone who is very tough to dominate, in it. So when you look at the landscape at lightweight, I don't really see if he's going to be able to force a fight with anyone else in there. I don't think anyone in their team, like imagine you being a boxing manager right now and being like, yeah, Tank, let's go fight Loma. Do you think he's going to be able to get those fights if it's not a mandatory?
Tank's managers ain't trying to get Tank fighting anybody anyway.
No.
Ryan Garcia don't want no smoke right now. Devin Haney, obviously, he wants smoke, it seems like, but yeah, I don't think he's quite on that level yet. Yeah, you're right. It's a matter of forcing that, but obviously him and Haney are both in that same position. I think it's going to be a battle of the promoters, which sometimes in recent times, sometimes them battles have been more exciting than the fucking fights themselves. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So it's whoever they all want to get to Kambosos now, innit?
Yeah, I think Haney and Hearn, they've been talking about that Kambosos fight a lot. I think that will probably be next. But the way Haney moves is as if he wants to fight anyone and anyone he can. Even to get that WBC, I'll call it WBC regular title that he has, it's because Lomachenko got the franchise belt and wasn't facing Haney. I'm not saying he was ducking Haney, because obviously go for the undisputed fight, but he was looking for the Lomachenko fight. So I think that's one person where I know Devin Haney will fight Lomachenko, and that'd be a very good fight. Neither of them can punch, so it's going to be in the middle swinging.
That's the best technical matchup in that division in terms of pure boxing. I don't think, obviously, like you said, it's not the most exciting fight you want to see. For me, I think with Haney's style, I think you're only gonna really see the best of him against guys that really come to fuck him up, really.
Heat, innit?
Yeah. And in terms of a technical boxing match with Loma, based on that performance, for me, Loma's hands down #1 in the lightweight division. And I think you don't want to get into a boxing match. Even Haney, I think Haney's still a boy in that sense. Loma's a full-grown man, you know what I mean? I know he don't punch, but he's a full-grown man. He's going to be in your face. He's fit enough to hold. It's like he's fit enough to hold a gear that other fighters can't even reach. It's like he's got a 7th gear, but he can fucking hold that for majority of a fight, where fighters can't even get to that gear, you know what I mean? So
and a lot of people don't realize even all that feinting and footwork he does is tiring. It's tiring even for him to do it, let alone yourself.
100%. And I don't think anyone without the power to kind of phase Loma has a chance of beating Loma.
Nah, not at all. So you take Loma in a rematch against what's his name, Teofimo Lopez?
Yeah. Hands down. But saying that we can only gauge off of their last fights, and Teo is the next moves he makes is gonna be big in his career. Because for me, obviously, there's with him and his old man. If he stays with his old man and carries on going down the path he's going on, then I think they ain't learned their lesson. He's caught up in his own hype. He believes his own bullshit, and they're not gonna come much better than what we've seen. We may have seen the best of Teo already, but if he makes changes, makes subtle changes in the camp, and makes subtle changes in his in the way he approaches it all, then he could be a whole different fighter. Because technically, he's very gifted. He showed in the Loma fight that he could be very disciplined as well. But obviously, all that went out the window in the last fight. So he needs to go back to the drawing board a bit. And it's hard to judge Teo until we see how he comes back in his next fight, isn't it?
Nah,